On the last episode of Articulated Ninja and Haslab Ghost Rider Cashgrab movie.
Hold your ground.
And the fighting continued, but after weeks of shilling, weeks of debating, weeks of waiting, the people have spoken. Well, at this point, there's no need to say I told you so, Haslo and diehard Haslo supporters. I like Haslo products. I buy Haslo products. But just because I buy some of their products doesn't mean I need to like everything that they do. And that's how some of you small-minded people acted. Oh, well, if you buy their stuff, don't say nothing at all. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, which was hilarious. Super immature, super hilarious. But it's funny how this project really showed how small-minded, blind, or fake some people are. Some people who didn't back it only chose to attack people and shame people who did want to get it, and some people who supported it only chose to attack and shame people who did not want to support it. And that's just hilarious because you guys were both two sides of the same coin. And some people swore it would do just fine and get back since every other Haslab has been backed, but this was not the same. Some people said, oh, it's definitely going to be worth it by the end with all the figures we're going to get and blah, blah, but this is not the same. And once again, let's not even get into the logic of I need to see everything that's included to determine if the base offering is worth it, which is hilarious. It doesn't make any sense. The base offering is the base offering, and that's the price for what you get. Anything else is free. Do not tack it onto the value. If the initial value is not there, then guess what? The value is not there. So let's set aside the crowdfunding model from a billion-dollar company that wants to pretend that it cannot afford to pay for tooling on certain business ventures. Let's pretend, right? I'll pretend with you guys that that's what has to happen is crowdfunding for a billion-dollar company. Haslab is supposed to be for dream products that will more than likely never be mass produced at retail.
Exciting new initiative that we're calling Haslab. Haslab is Hasbro's new platform that we hope will bring dream products to life for fans. Allow us to share with you a sneak peek of our first ever Haslab project, Jabba's sail barge from Return of the Jedi to life.
It started with the sail barge, a dream item for many, and most would agree that something like that would not be at retail. You cannot find a sail barge at Target or Walmart, Best Buy. You can't. So it started with the sail barge, and now we're at a car. Again, guys, we started with the sail barge, and now we're at a car. Really?
Wait a minute.
Look at the size of the Sentinel and Galactus. Now in many people's hands, Galactus, most people would agree, is another dream title worthy item. But this is a car. You cannot walk into any Target or Walmart and find comparable products to the sail barge, Sentinel, or Galactus. But you can walk into any Target or Walmart or online store like Amazon and order comparable products or find comparable products similar to this car or bigger with lights for cheaper. Trust me, I did. Check my most recent video. The value for this was not there at that price point. I said it from the beginning as well as many others, but some wanted to pretend it was cool. Cool, go ahead, pretend. Look how that worked out. It's not that serious though. It's just toys, and most of us are grown, young, or old, middle-aged men collecting plastic. It's not that deep to argue over. So I made sure to laugh in every video I did regarding this Haslab, because it was all a joke to me how obviously lazy this company was for this campaign. To go out of your way to attack someone personally, whether they back it or not, is just wild. I did see an opportunity to make a stand and side with like-minded collectors like Retro, who also felt like enough was enough. But he's been felt like enough was enough. That's a totally different subject. But nonetheless, it did bring a lot of the community together, because it's like, yo, you're trying to charge us almost $400 for a car? Are you crazy? But you know, a lot of other collectors wanted to pretend like that's an okay thing to do. $400 for a car that you can find comparable items to in the toy aisle currently, or on Amazon currently. Though they tried to be pretty loud and convincing, clearly those who thought this was worth the price was in the minority here. Those who thought this was worth the price was wrong. The majority agreed this is not worth what they're asking. And one of the biggest negative takeaways from this is that the big wigs and the pencil pushers over at Haslab is going to think that people are not interested in Ghost Rider, when that's a lie. No, they're just not going to celebrate 50 years of Ghost Rider with a Ghost Rider that hasn't even been around for more than 10 years. That is fairly new to most people. Most people don't even know what a Robbie Reyes is. If you don't watch S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and you don't read comics, you have no idea what a damn Robbie Reyes is. But he still looks like a cool character. The cars still look beautiful, but not at that price point. So you chose a Ghost Rider that majority of consumers don't even know about, they're not even familiar with, and then you tack on an extreme price point to him, and now they're gonna say that, oh, nobody cares about Ghost Rider, nobody's interested in Ghost Rider or Robbie Reyes, when that's not true. No, they're just not interested in this Ghost Rider, and they're not interested in a product that can wind up on the shelves needing to be crowdfunded. Like I said, Sail Barge, Galactus, Sentinel, these are dream items that would be hard to be at retail, not a fucking car. Guys, think about this. I've been saying this for months from the His Tank, where I'm like, dude, this could have easily been in the store. I thought crowdfunding was supposed to be, especially for a billion-dollar company, was supposed to be for those dream items, not a regular car. Also, any content creators who are about themselves, they post when they want, what they want for themselves. I'm not speaking to them. Keep enjoying your collection. But any content creators who claim they're for the community or act like, you know, they represent the community, I'm speaking to them. Stop pretending you're for the community. You don't represent us. When this Haslab clearly showed you pick a side, and it wasn't the community side you chose, it was the company's. And that community that you pretend you care so much about, or your audience you care so much about, they all saw it. Till the very end, you rode for the company, not your fellow collector. I don't pretend to be all about the community. I help when I can, where I can, and I keep it moving. It's about enjoying my collection, as I think it should be for most people. But it's sickening the fact that a lot of these influencers really build a fan base, or really build a foundation around the fact that they pretend they care about their viewers, their audience, their subscribers, their community. But you lie to your community and your subscribers all the time. Your opinion is for sale at the highest bidder to whatever company is willing to purchase it. To whatever company is willing to send you free product or early sample reviews that your ass gotta send back. You will jade your opinion for them. You will clearly lie to your audience and your fan base that make you who you are. You will lie to them for that company and pretend that their product is worth it, knowing damn well it's not. See, I never said anybody that backs this or thinks it looks nice is wrong, because I think it looked beautiful. But I did say, hey, separate from a regular consumer, any content creators that do have a platform that's pushing this regular item that the company is trying to get us to pay for tooling for, any content creator, yo, at what point do you feel like you got a responsibility to your audience to care about them, or to be on their side, or to tell the company, yo, this is messed up. This is a regular item. This shouldn't be a dream project. This shouldn't have to be crowdfunded. This is a regular car. A bunch of companies put out regular cars all the time, similar size of similar quality. I like Art G. I like displaying model behavior. There's a lot of content creators that back this and was willing to pay for it, but they would say out front, yeah, this price is ridiculous. They still love the product. They still want it. Great, awesome. But they're not lying to their fan base saying, oh no, this price is perfectly fine. It's justifiable. My point is, there's a lot of content creators that didn't have to lie to their audience and pretend that it was worth the almost $400 for the base offering. There's a lot of them. So any ones that did pretend to their audience, oh, this is totally fine, my opinion, I just think that they're sellouts. That's all. And who cares what I think about them, because I could care less what they think about me. But I do actually care about my audience. So yeah, it gets under my skin sometimes when I see them clearly taking advantage of the audience that gave them the platform that they currently have. Because I don't do that. You really out here pretending you care about your followers and subscribers, that they mean the world to you, but in reality, no, the companies do. Like I said, I'm about my collection first, having fun with what I love first, and then I share that with my audience. Whether I find something on Amazon, of course I'm gonna post an affiliate link. Of course I'm gonna do things to try to get me some money back. But I'm sharing what I actually love, not what I'm paid to love, not what I'm incentivized to love. No. Retro worded it better as usual recently. That man truly has a way with words, but how was it exactly that he worded it again?
And you're like, this is all about optics at this point for yourself. Suddenly people who are like bigwig YouTubers are finally waking up and going, oh, I should have been thinking about my audience before I thought about these companies that I'm friendly with. Wow, it took you that long? Make no mistake. They're not backing out of this thing because they actually want to or actually think it's not worth what they're pushing on everybody else. They're backing out of it because the audience at large, the consumer collector community at large, has finally turned on this garbage. And they're like, oh, I got to get on the right side of this as fast as I can. Because they've never been on the right side of it yet to begin with.
Shout out to Retro Blasting, by the way. That man doesn't get enough credit. He does not get the credit that he deserves. But as he stated, a lot of these content creators that was pushing this in the beginning then wanted to switch sides and try to get in front of the failing of this project once it started bleeding backers 24/7. And my thoughts to those content creators is like, dude, what are you doing? These companies will replace you and forget about you at the drop of a dime. They will just move on to the next influencer that is willing to show for them and sell their audience to them. They offer you no permanent stake in their business, no salary. They use you and the platform that you work hard to build to sell their product. And the second you don't do that, you're no good to them. And not every company is like this, but most of them are ran that way, and it's fine. I get it. Capitalism, business, stocks, whatever you want to say, I get it. But boy, do I feel bad for you pick last and gym class content creators that do anything just to be able to receive an early product sample that you got to send back and, rub elbows at these conventions with these companies' employees and act like you're a part of their business when you're not. You guys are funny. You guys feel like you're one of them, one of the Haslab employees, or you're in their circle in any way, but you're not. You're just a tool used for marketing, and you're still a consumer used to get more consumers. But it's cool. As I told Retro, no more. People are tired of the fake shit, whether it's fake stuff from companies or fake content creators. So Retro is not alone anymore in making a stand. It's not 2018 anymore. And Dan mentioned in an interview, today's price is not yesterday's price. Cool, I agree. And hopefully this failed project also shows today's consumer is not yesterday's consumer. But in regards to Haslab, this failed because the price was way too high for a plastic car with flickering lights. And most experienced collectors and content creators that wasn't shilling knew it, saw that, and called it out. Did it look beautiful? Sure, but not enough to justify it being that much. This failed because the base offering was not worth the price that they were asking for. You had to throw in all the free unlocks to try to justify the original price, and that's not how it should be. They're free unlocks for a reason. Almost $400 for a plastic car with flickering lights. No remote controlled options, no nothing. Just a plastic shell with flickering lights. Almost $400. And it's crazy. I've seen content creators post videos like, oh, well, it's not really $400. It came out to $385 for me after tax and shipping. $389, really? So it's $10 away from $400, and you're not gonna round that up and basically say it's $400. These are the guys that say when something is $19.99, it's not really $20, it's $19.99. Guys, this failed because the Legends team said things in interviews like this has a top, bottom, and middle, and it's comparable to the effort or the work to previous Haslabs like the Sentinel and Galactus, and clearly majority of the adult collectors that was purchasing this item didn't fall for such obvious lies. This failed because they decided to celebrate 50 years of Ghost Rider with a ghost driver, not a ghost rider. A driver who hasn't even been around for 10 plus years. Do I like Robbie? Yes, but I think it was a very poor decision for you guys to choose the driver instead of the rider. This failed because the original offering gave us a powered down car with no powered down driver. Geniuses, but I'm supposed to believe they tried really hard for months to deliver this with such a poor campaign strategy? Yeah, okay, it was just greed. Even if the team that everybody sees, Dan, Dwight, even if they wanted to do it the right way, they were probably told to do it another way based on greed and the pencil pushers. This failed because they threw in add-ons that didn't directly have anything to do with the ghost driver himself. They could have thrown in Carter Slade and a horse, Johnny Blaze and a bike. No, instead they tried to throw in characters people waited years for. But they chose the greedy route to hide these figures behind a tier unlock. This failed because they pretend their target audience is still kids, knowing damn well it's not. So when you act like you can't make a figure a tiny bit more revealing, that just shows you're unaware of the age of your primary consumers. The Goblin Queen was never going to be on Target shelves this way anyway. This project was the easiest way to have her be more revealing, and you didn't have to worry about the moms or the parents at Target getting offended because of some underboob. This was the way to do it and make her a little bit more revealing. Now, whenever she gets released onto the shelves, she might even be less revealing than this, to be honest. But no, let's pretend our audience is still 5 to 10 year olds, knowing that it's not. Blame Disney, blame investors, blame whoever you want. It doesn't change the fact that there is a clear problem of unawareness and greed going on here. There is a clear problem of not listening and not knowing what your community wants, what your target audience wants. This failed because you gave us a Hispanic character during Hispanic Heritage Month and originally said, nope, you guys only get the representation of this character if you back it fast enough. You greedy ass company. The execution of this was so poorly. You guys were pivoting off of your own mistakes. But I continue with the same point that I had over a month ago when this project was announced and it was released. This is not a dream item, a non-retail item. It's a car. And the fact that you can find similar size, not the same one. Relax, guys, because then people hop in the comment, I can't get this car anywhere else. Not the same exact car, no. But the fact that you can find similar sized vehicles with lights on the shelf right now or online right now is the problem. If we're gonna pretend $1 billion company needs to crowdfund and have us pay for tooling, then at least make it for items that are larger than life, like the US flag, Galactus. And the problem isn't that this was a vehicle, because the X-Jet is also a vehicle. In-scale Megazords are vehicles for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. There's a bunch of different vehicles that I can think of that would still be way more successful than a black car that we can find comparable with similar items to right now in stores and online. Come on, Haslab, get it together. Please get it together. Please bring back some dream items. Do the X-Jet in scale for them. I know it can't be true in scale, whatever, but try to make it as in scale as possible. Do the X-Jet. I'm sure that'll be successful, especially with all the animated figures, animated X-Men figures, and give us some better vehicles than a black car. And that's just how I feel about Haslab. But as far as creators, we have platforms with thousands of people who value our opinion, and for some of y'all creators knew damn well this was overpriced, yet you were too scared to say it. You didn't want to look bad to your friends over at Hasbro. You guys still said vanilla things like, oh, I have to see if it's gonna be worth it later down the line. What will they throw in to make it even more worth it? Man, that statement alone just proves that it's not worth it. Like, I get it when Dwight does it, Dan, Ryan, and they're on a salary. They actually work for the company. But what do you replaceable content creators do it for? To feel cool, to feel like you have power when you don't, to receive early product. You're incentivized to say positive things about and then have to send it back. You don't get paid for your promotions. You don't even get to keep the product in a lot of cases that you advertise for them. Damn, that's a slave deal if I ever seen one. You guys see me align myself with products and companies that I truly believe in, that I truly enjoy. I'm posting content that I truly enjoy, not content or companies or product from companies that I'm incentivized to say nice things about. Companies that I actually believe in, like Valorverse Action Force. I like Mythic Legions. And if I'm not happy with them, I don't pretend to be happy with them. I'm not going to be incentivized to not say the truth. That's the truth. Content creators, stop selling out and making your opinions for sale for these companies. You're making it harder for all the rest of us that aren't doing that. These companies that don't care about you while you neglect and lie to the audience that gives you the platform and the power that you currently have. Seriously, man, you picked last in gym class thirsty content creators that just want to seem so cool. You make it hard for the rest of us that are trying to keep it real. Every time you shill, every time you sell out, you make it more difficult for us. But that's the truth for these fake content creators and the truth for Hasbro. If you're going to crowdfund, make it dream items, huge items, not retail items that we can currently find online or on shelves in Target and Walmart. Don't have us pay for tooling knowing damn well we shouldn't have to at all or to begin with. For a car. Really? A car? Not even a tank, not even an airplane, not a black car. We gotta pay for tooling for a $1 billion company to get a black car? It's too much of a risk or a liability for them to pay for tooling themselves and just have it as a pre-order or to just have it available for a black car? The biggest toy company to ever exist, the biggest toy company in the world cannot pay for tooling for a black car. And there's people that defend Haslo in my comments, content creators and consumers. Literally, I said it before, you guys are so whipped. Haslo has y'all so whipped. It's literally, I'm watching the slaves defend the slave masters. Literally, I don't feel bad about that comparison because it's true. Matter of fact, I'm not here for likes. I appreciate the likes and the follows. Anybody that said that that made sense, anybody that was in the comments saying that that makes sense, that, oh, this had to be crowdfunded. The biggest toy company in the world had to crowdfund for a black car and force us consumers to pay for tooling. If y'all feel like that made sense, just unsubscribe now, unlike now, dislike now, whatever, but don't even watch my future content because you're not gonna like it. I promise you, you're not gonna like it. If that's the side, if you stand with the companies that much, don't even watch my content. You could just unsubscribe now. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta watch my videos because that makes no sense. I'm trying to stand up for the consumer. Channels like Retro Blasting, the 3POA podcast, Analog Toys, and you don't like Talker Arts Delivery, fine, but his message is still the same. We're trying to stand up for the consumer so shit like this doesn't happen. We're paying for tooling for our standard black car. It's so funny, it's actually sad. But shout out to all the content creators who kept it real to their audience from the beginning of this cash grab. And for the content creators who sided with the company's obvious greed, everybody saw it, bro. When it was time to pick an obvious side, everybody saw you sell out and everybody saw you too scared to ruin your relationship with your company friends. But I stay in my lane and I only try to align myself with the honest and genuine. But shout out to Michael from Retro Blasting who led the charge on this and called this from years ago. Thank you, Michael, for inspiring me and I'm sure a lot of other content creators to keep it real and not have our opinions be for sale and to not be okay with just being a company tool. You lit the flame. And a lot of us are now carrying those torches. Thank you. Thank you to every content creator that did not bend the knee for this cash grab. Though I did have fun making fun of Haslo and poking fun at these content creators that are clearly sellouts, it's time to get back to the regular fun content that I am known for. So can everybody just join me and say our last goodbye to the Haslo Ghost Rider cash grab?